Welcome to an interactive tag card set tutorial. I'm Shari Filamahala here at the Graphic 45 headquarters, and today I'm going to teach you how to create this super cute card set. These cards have been created for us this month by the wonderful Ginger Ropp of My Sister Scrapper, and this month she's teaching us some great fun interactive techniques like how to create a fun pull-out, where you can see we've got a dimensional card base, which looks great without it, but adding this to the back even just makes it pop even more. What we love about these different tags that pull out are that they're a great space to add a photo or even adhere on a gift card. You can even use the back space as well to add in even more personalized photos or other doodads like that. So this month with our G45 Card Club Volume 7 for 2021, you're going to be getting our limited edition Mother Goose 8x8 paper pad. These come in these kits, and then after we're done selling the kits, sometimes we do have some of the 8x8s left over that we will sell. However, they always sell out within a day or two, so you do want to make sure that if you want this limited edition pad, you pick up this kit. Otherwise, there's no real guarantee there. But with this, we're going to be creating 6 gorgeous dimensional cards that have not only the fun tag pull out, but also some fun detail inside, really making these special for any recipient. So we'll be creating all of these in this video tutorial using this Ivory square base. These are 5.5 by 5.5 inches and a nice heavy duty card stock with 6 coordinating Ivory envelopes. You'll also get this Graphic 45 Ziploc bag, which is great for storing in all these goodies before you start the project or after, or once you've got your leftovers. You get your project sheet. You are going to get these Graphic 45 metal clock keys, as well as the square Ivory tags, which you get 9 pieces in there, along with a binding ring. So you're going to get a lot of fun this month, and we're going to create some gorgeous pieces and then teach you some great tips and techniques along the way. So we encourage you to hop on over to our website, g45papers.com, or head to your G45 local retailer to pick up these kits, and join us for this fun tutorial. Of course, if you want to learn how to create these cards without the kit, you can always grab some cardstock and some coordinating papers and create along with us, and I'll give you the dimensions for the card bases so you can do that as well. So go ahead, grab your stuff, and let's have some fun creating these cards. Let's start creating card 1. From Twinkle Little Star, cut out a piece that measures 5 by 5. And this is just going to go on the inside base of our card. As always, just burnishing that down and squeezing out any air pockets in there. From our spot on paper, we've cut this piece to be 5.5 by 1.5. And then I've added some adhesive in a U shape on the bottom. And this is just going to adhere about 1 inch from the bottom of our Ivory card. Of course, you can adhere it all down, but if you've watched any of my tutorials before, you'll know that I like to keep my options open. So if we want to throw in a gift card or a fun surprise, we can do that there. From our checkers paper, we've cut this piece to be 5.5 by 3/4 inch. And I've added adhesive to the back of that, and it's going to go right in the center of our spot on. From Playful Postage, we have cut out this Twinkle Twinkle Little Star border and 1 stamp. And we are going to adhere our twinkle to the center of our checkered board strip. So I'm just going to center this like so, and let it dry for a second. And then taking this stamp, I'm gonna put this cutie just in the corner on a diagonal. Now that our border's dried a little bit more, I can just trim to fit. Step 2, we've cut a piece of Twinkle Little Star to be 4 1/4 by 4 inches. And then we've rounded our corners. Of course, you can leave them nice and straight, but they look great on our tags rounded, so it gives it a nice cohesive look. And then we're just grabbing one of those ivory square tags. These are going to come in your kit, but of course, if you're creating along with us without a kit, you can always create your own tag or just do the blue part with an ivory base that can pull in and out as well. And then taking any coordinating ribbon, I'm using this cute little gingham black and white. I've folded it in half, and I'm going to take my looped end and tuck it into my front of my grommet. Now holding onto the tails, I've got my loop, and I can tuck those right in there and pull. So we've got a cute little ribbon pull here, and I'm just going to trim this up a bit. So just cutting on a diagonal. Looks like I need some new scissors. Just cutting on a diagonal, creating some interest. Step 3, from the B side of checkers, we've cut this piece to be 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, and now we are going to adhere it onto the front of our card, making sure our words are right side up. And all of these cards in this series are going to be top loading. So as always, just make sure that your insides are also right side up and everything is good to go. Step 4, we're going to be creating a belly band. So we've got our spot on paper that's been cut to 5 1/4 by 2 inches. And then using some liquid adhesive, we are just going to add adhesive on the sides. Liquid adhesive is nice for creating pockets because with the dry adhesive, it never truly dries, and so it can get things, your tags and other things that you pull in and out of your pockets or belly bands can get stuck with the dry adhesive. And I'm using art glitter glue, which is my favorite for most things. Step 5, we've cut a piece of checkers to be 5 1/4 by 3/4 of an inch. And this is just going to go in the center of our spot on. Step 6, from our little boy blue paper, we're going to cut out this Twinkle Twinkle Little Star cut apart. And from our story time, we've got this large stamp that we have cut out. Next, we're going to add some foam adhesive, and we want this to be on the belly band, but nowhere on the black because we need our tag to slide in and out. So I am going to be mindful about my placement of my foam adhesive. So I'm going to keep it in the center of my Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And this is just going to go a little bit off to the left-hand side and a bit on an angle, making sure my adhesive does not go onto the black. And here with my large stamp, this is going to go just overlapping a bit on that Twinkle Twinkle. Well, I'm actually going to add a second layer to add even more dimensions. So I know I was just using the same scissors that I was for my ribbon that I was saying I needed new ones, but it seems like I've already committed to getting new ones, so those can now be adhesive scissors. So this is going to be overlapping on our Twinkle Twinkle Little Star just a bit. And we're going to make sure we still slide in there with no problem. and everything is looking super cute. From Playful Postage, we've trimmed out 2 cute little stamps that I've added adhesive to the back of, and these will just go right. Oopsie doodles, I wasn't fully focused and forgot about one element, so I do need to leave a room for the metal key. So let's try that again. We're gonna put our Mother Goose down here. And our little Bo Peep, I'm gonna try. So we have a bit of an imperfection, but let's just add the key in a way where that will be hidden. So this key's already been prepared with some foam adhesive, and I'm gonna add some liquid on top of that to give it some extra strength. And I'm just gonna move my key in a way where it hides my imperfection. So there you have it. We have completed card number 1, and it is so super cute. And then using that same template, Ginger has created this adorable Humpty Dumpty themed card. So the back paper here is the B-side of our Humpty Dumpty paper. And we've got some Humpty Dumpty cut-aparts. This yellow is from Pocket Full of Posies. The dot is our Sunshine Stripe B-side. And then you pull out this cute tag starring Humpty Dumpty. And that is our nursery rhyme paper. And then on the inside, it all repeats itself again with nursery rhyme, Pocket Full of Posy, Humpty Dumpty, and Sunshine Stripe. And I do want to mention with these cards, because there's so much fun going on with the pull-out tags and everything, we do use almost all of the papers this month. So just be careful when you're cutting things out that you're being mindful of directions and things like that, because we are using it all up. Let's get started on card 2. For step 1 of card 2, we've cut out spot on to be 5 inches by 5 inches, and this will adhere to the inside base of our card. Next, take the ring around the rosies and cut this to be 4.5 by 4.5. And adhere to the center of your spot on. Next, we've got our Sunshine Stripe, and we've cut this to be 5.5 by 3/4 inch. And I've added adhesive to each of the sides, creating a belly band. Of course, you can adhere it all the way down if you'd like, but why not leave your options open? From Playful Postage, I've trimmed out this green floral border. And this is just going to go right in the center of our polka dots. And then I'll flip this over and trim to fit. There you have it, the inside of our card 2. Step 2, we're going to decorate this tag with the B-side of Sunshine Stripe. And this is 4.25 by 4 inches with those corners rounded. And it will just go right in the center of the base of our tag. Trim out the red posies border from Playful Postage to be 4.25 inches. And then this is just going to be towards the top of our tag, leaving about 1/4 inch of that dot exposed. And then from the same paper, we'll cut out one of these adorable little stamps, and this is just going to be a diagonal on the left hand side. Then again, we will add our ribbon. Step 3, from our Mother Goose signature paper, we're going to do a little bit of fancy trimming. So I'm going to cut off my info strip, and then using a paper trimmer like this one here, where I can pick up and put my blade down wherever I'd like. That's the key. If you've got like a rotary one, it's not going to work there. You're going to have to use a craft knife and a ruler, but I'm just going to cut out this blue and red border on this signature page. So just rotating. Once I get my placement, I can place my blade down and trim to where I need it to go. Rotate again. And with these Fiskars trimmers, they do have a little guide that tells you where your blade is going to be dropped. So you just follow that line that goes horizontal to where you need it to go. And pull it up. And voila, there you have it. We've got our red and blue border, perfect how we need it. And we have this as well. Now it's time to do some fussy cutting. So we are gonna take this bottom right hand floral and we're gonna fussy cut that out. So I do want the black and white checkered board, and I want a bouquet of flowers. So just taking those fine tip scissors and trimming out the excess paper. So like we always say here at Graphic 45, you want to drive your paper through your blade and have your paper do all the hard work. And you know, of course, if you're like many G45ers, I recently took a poll on our Instagram page asking how many people loved fussy cutting. And you know, there are more out there who do like fussy cutting than don't, who are Graphic 45 fans, at least according to our Instagram. But there's a lot of you who do not like fussy cutting. So this is just a little embellishment on our tag that you definitely do not need. But it's a great way to use up those bits and pieces to add some gorgeous embellishments. So you can totally skip this step if you are not a fan of fussy cutting. And I just spaced for a second that I want my checkered border in there, but luckily I didn't cut it apart, so it's all good. I am loving these Mother Goose cards. I can't wait to hear what you'll be doing with yours. During the pandemic, I had 3 different friends who gave birth. So I've got a lot of new babies in my life. So I'm thinking a lot of first birthdays coming up that I've got handmade cards ready to go for. I do even have some more friends with babies on the way, so we're going to be ready to go with this set. This collection first came out 8 years ago this summer when my son Richard was just 6 months old, and so it's got a fond place in my heart. We've got a lot of Mother Goose albums at the house and home decor projects, so I'm so glad it's back. So there you have it. It's got a cute little fussy cut corner embellishment that's gonna just go right here on our tag. And then after I adhered this down, because I want to make sure I'm getting all those details nice and stuck, I just took a paper towel to get up any liquid adhesive. Step 5, we're taking our Ring Around the Rosies paper. We've cut this to be 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then we're taking this border that we cut out and we are going to cut it to make it fit as a border on this piece. So I am just going to cut this into 4 pieces, like so. And then we can start to adhere it on. So we want to make sure our corners are intact so it looks nice and sharp. And these are just going to go flush with the edge of our ring around the roses. We're literally putting a ring around the roses. Well, I guess they're not roses, so it's not literal. Around the posies. What are these flowers? Poppies? Be sure to let me know in the comments. I'm not great with flower names, so I'm always looking to learn. Oh. So make this flush with both edges. And just keep working around. And then just trim off any imperfections. Step 6, we're going to take this element we just created and put it in our paper trimmer. And we are going to be trimming where we're going to leave the border intact. And we're going to be going a 5/8 of an inch from the right hand side. So I'm going to start my slit at my bottom blue border, and I'm going to work it up to my top blue border. And that is going to be the pocket that we have created for our tag. So now, before we adhere this down, let's make sure our tag is going to fit in there and slide in nicely. If it needs any extra room, you can always just take your scissors and make it just a little bit larger. Next, add adhesive to all 4 sides. I put a little extra on this part since our tag doesn't slide in here, but make sure you do not put any adhesive where your tag will live. So now I'm just kind of holding it where I don't have adhesive on the inside. And this is going to adhere to the center of our top loading card. And adhere that down. Again, making sure your tag's gonna fit. But I'm gonna take it out while my liquid adhesive is drying so I don't adhere it down. From Playful Postage, we've cut out this Mother Goose border to be 4.5 inches. Add some foam adhesive and leave on the back of the right-hand side about a 1/2 inch unadhered. That way we're not going to obstruct our pocket. And this is going to adhere about 1/4 inch from that blue border. Loving those shadows and dimension. Step 8, we've cut a piece of sunshine stripe to be 4 1/4 by 2 7/8 of an inch. And then we're going to take this postcard from Storytime and adhere it to the front. Add some foam adhesive, and then this is going to pop up just on a diagonal in the top left-hand corner. Again, making sure our pocket is staying open. Add a cute little Mother Goose stamp from Playful Postage. And then we're going to adhere on another metal clock key. So we've got just a thin strip of foam adhesive, and we are going to wrap this around our key. Like so. And then I'm going to put another bit of it down here. And then just pull up your paper backing. And for extra security, I'm adding some more liquid adhesive. And then this key is just going to go right on top here. Now we can take our tag and slide it in our pocket. Pocket full of tags. And you can see card 2 has been successfully created. I love this card for the border technique. I also love this pocket that we created in such a unique way. So be sure to give Ginger a round of applause in the comments below. Now, using that same template, you can see what you can create with your leftovers. So we've created a border out of the spot on paper, and underneath is pocket full of posies. And we've got the checkers border and Humpty Dumpty, a border, and some cut aparts. Some more fussy cutting here, and this is Humpty Dumpty and spot on. And then on the inside, you gotta love these super cute cards. We've got another checkers border, spot on, and this green paper is the back side of Storytime. Card 3 is a bit of a different style where we decorate the front of the tag, and then there's a fun reveal underneath and cute inside. Step 1 for card 3, we've taken pocket full of posies and we've cut this to be 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. And this will adhere in the base inside of our card. Now we're going to take checkers, and it's been cut to 1 3/8 by 5 1/4, and we've added adhesive in the top and bottom, leaving about 1/4 of an inch of our yellow paper showing. We will adhere this a bit off to the left-hand side. Now we're going to take that sunshine stripe that's been cut to 1 inch by 5 1/4 and lay it over the top of our checkers. I don't know if you're a fan of Mary Englebright's, but I absolutely love her work and have all growing up as well. So this collection is just really bringing me those Mary Englebright vibes, and I am loving it. Now from Playful Postage, cut out 2 little stamps, and there you have the inside of card number 3. Step 2, we're taking Twinkle Little Star. That's been cut to 4 1/4 inches by 4 inches and rounded those corners right up and adhere to the front of one of our square tags. From Sunshine Stripe, we've cut out one of those cute little stripes to be 4 inches, and this will just adhere to the right hand side of our tag. From Little Boy Blue, we cut out this cute little Mary Had a Little Lamb cut apart, and this is just going to adhere on the left hand side a bit on an angle. Step 3, we have just punched out a 1 inch circle from our spot on paper. You could also just use a pencil and trace around this clock key and then cut inside that trace line to get a circle as well if you don't have a 1 inch circle punch. And this is going to adhere just inside of this clock key piece. So I've added some liquid adhesive there, and this will clear dry and look great. So add some foam adhesive to the back of that, and then I'm going to add some more liquid glue here on the part of my key that's going to touch my paper, and this will adhere just overlapping over the stripe just a bit going down. And when it dries, it will look like this. Add your ribbon. Trim a piece of the checkers paper to be 5 1/4 by 1 inch, and then add adhesive in a U shape to the bottom. And this is just going to go to the very bottom of our card. adhering that down, creating a nice little tuck spot for our tag. And just while my adhesive is still drying, I'm just going to take my top right and left hand corners and kind of pinch just a little bit. That way you can see here, it kind of leaves a nice space opening for my tag so it's not so tight on the inside. This Mary Had a Little Lamb border has been cut to be 5 1/4, and it's just going to go with some foam adhesive right in the center of our checkerboard pocket. And for our last step, we are going to take the B side of Sunshine Stripe, and we've cut this to be 4 inches by 3 3/4. And then this is just going to adhere just right above that checker pocket in the center of our stripes. From Storytime, we've cut out this Mother Goose stamp, and we're going to adhere it in a diagonal towards the left-hand side on our black polka dot. Now we can add our Mary Had a Little Lamb tag into our pocket, and we have finished card number 3. And then taking that same template, this is what we've created with the leftovers. So we have this super cute tag using Pocket Full of Posies for the yellow background, and the other clock key, the stars underneath from Twinkle Little Star, cut apart. And then for the base here, we have our the playful postage for the blue, and we have our Humpty Dumpty is the green, and Checkers is the black. We've got Checkers here again, spot on, another popped up border, and inside we've got Twinkle Little Star, and you can see it has been pieced together but still works beautifully. Checkers and Pocket Full of Posies with 2 little stamps. So cute. So we want to thank you so much for joining us for these interactive tag cards. We'd love to hear which one is your favorite, and we'd love to see what you've created even more so. So go ahead and share your cards on Instagram using the Graphic45 hashtag. And if you're looking for more great tutorials like this, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and then hit that notification bell so you know every time a wonderful tutorial is uploaded like this. Big thanks for joining us, and as always, happy paper crafting.